no better heel in the industry than MJF. And man, I'll be honest with you. We interacted with a little bit with Shawn Spears on Twitter this week. He and Shawn Spears are doing some incredible heel work right now. And let's be honest, anybody who interacts with MJF immediately becomes taken to another level as a babyface. Our guy Wardlow doesn't need the help. This guy is as dynamic of a superstar in AEW. This guy feels like he was my back-to-back pick for Breakout Star of the Year. This dude is just absolutely breaking out in a whole new sense of the word. It feels like the crowd can't get enough of our guy Wardlow.
Drink it in, man.
Dude, with him and MJF going, this feud is a great example of what we talked about earlier. Does not need a title, does not need a belt associated with it whatsoever. And it feels like it's the biggest deal on every single show that it's on. It's incredible.
Even though it's like rinse and repeat where he's coming out and stalking MJF and just busting through 20 security guards at a time, I pop every time, man. As soon as I see Wardlow's face get beat red, like literally look like he's about to turn into the Hulk, and a warpath is coming, and bodies are going to be laid out. And so soon enough, as you said online on Twitter, you hope that the restricted signs get bigger and bigger and bigger ringside, where they're cardboard cutouts, cutouts. I think it'd be so funny because the first week it was just 8x10s, and then you had a bigger poster boards. Now you should get bigger and bigger.
Yes,
and MJF's actually going to be in the ring, so he's going to be a little bit closer to Wardlow's reach if he does bust through. But I could see MJF doing something kind of like a lumberjack circle around the ring of security guards. So I think that is that. But we had to touch on that because Wardlow's our guy, man. He is just doing incredible stuff. He's being booked perfectly, and I think the end result is just going to be, if you could even say this, he's going to be an even bigger superstar after this MJF feud. But he's already just through the roof doing amazing stuff. The crowd loves being part of Wardlow's world.
Yes, dude. Wardlow's world, we're just living in it, dude. I absolutely love how this is being booked. Dude, if there's a better example of long-term slow build of a guy in this industry, you're going to have to tell me, because I mean, we're fresh off the heels of what we're seeing AEW do with Wheeler Yuta, where, this is a guy who you could tell they believe in. They're building his star power. They're getting him over.
Yeah.
But Wardlow, they've been simmering. This is like crock pot cooking, folks, with Wardlow. They've been slow cooking this breakout with Wardlow to the point where I've been just, give me it, baby. Give me it. I've been dying for it. I'm salivating for the breakout of Wardlow. And we're seeing it. We're seeing it, and they couldn't book it any better. Getting MJF on commentary, being able to see him go crazy. He's starting to get paranoid. You could tell Wardlow is getting through to MJF. The fear of when is Wardlow going to break through and get through all these security guards and get his hands on him. We all can't wait until that powerbomb symphony happens to Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I cannot wait to see it happen. The Ward Dog is a perfect example of AEW knowing how to build homegrown talent. And yes, they have brought in some of the absolute best stars on the planet. We as wrestling fans are spoiled with this roster. This is an all-time roster. When you talk about Hangman, CM Punk, Brian Day, John Moxley, Kenny Omega, Jericho. We could go on and on.
Lucha Brothers.
The talent on this roster is insane. But this is a guy who, I've said it from the beginning of this show, Wardlow feels like a guy who could be a breakout star for AEW, a homegrown talent who could become an everyday name, a guy who's on the marquee, a guy who leads this company into the next chapter. This is a guy who I'm sure we've seen Cody jump ship.
Yeah.
And it was hard as a fan of AEW to see that happen. This is a guy that Vince McMahon would go crazy at the opportunity to get Wardlow. He would
You're
throw
right.
big money to bring this guy over, and that's a testimony to what TK and Wardlow and the entire AEW team have been able to do
You're
with
right,
this
man.
guy. He is a guy who I think anybody would be jealous to have, and they would love to have on their roster. Wardlow, I can't get enough, man. And I think that this feud is being booked absolutely